Okay, for this question, we're given the function g of x is negative 4x squared minus 7x plus 2. And we want to find g of negative 2 first. And then we want to find g of c plus 3 before we do our difference quotient. So let's go ahead and do g of negative 2. So what is g of negative 2? G of negative 2 is negative 4 times negative 2 squared minus 7 times negative 2 plus 2. Negative 2 squared is negative 2 times negative 2 or positive 4. So negative 4 times 4 minus 7 times negative 2, that's plus negative 7 times negative 2 plus 2. So we get g of negative 2 is negative 16 plus 14 plus 2, which I think g of negative 2 is 0. Now let me show you how we could have done this on the graphing calculator. What I'll do is I will put that function in. I'll clear all the things that were there before. The function I want to put in is negative 4x squared minus 7x plus 2. The negative button is down here. Negative 4x squared minus 7x plus 2. And I'm interested in what happens at negative 2. Second quit, I could just do this. Vars, y vars, function. There's y1 evaluated at what? Evaluated at negative 2, and we hope we get our answer of 0. And we do. Okay, the next thing we wanted to get was g of c plus 3. So plugging in c plus 3 wherever we see an x. Now notice, we have g of x is negative 4x squared minus 7x plus 2. We're going to plug in a c plus 3. So g of c plus 3, wherever we see an x, we're going to put in a c plus 3. So negative 4, this x becomes c plus 3. And we're going to square that. Minus 7 times c plus 3 plus 2. That's what we have. And we have to simplify this. But to do that, I'm going to need to work on c plus 3 squared. So I'm going to show you how I do that kind of multiplication. You could use FOIL, but I prefer to visualize it this way. C plus 3 here, c plus 3, length times width is area, c times c is c squared, plus 3 times c is plus 3c, plus 3 times c is plus 3c, plus 3 times plus 3 is 9. And I get c squared plus 3c and 3c, 6c plus 9. That's c plus 3 squared. So continuing, g of c plus 3 is negative 4 times c squared plus 6c plus 9 minus 7 times c plus 3 plus 2. And we have to distribute. So let's do that next. Negative 4 times c squared is negative 4c squared plus negative 4 times 6c is negative 24c plus negative 4 times 9 is negative 36. This is negative 7 times c, which is negative 7c. Negative 7 times 3, which is negative 21 plus 2. And then we can finish this off by adding together like terms. The only c squared I have is here, negative 4c squared. Now let's look for our c's. Negative 24c and negative 7c. So negative 24 minus 7 is, of course, negative 31. Minus 31c. Now let's look at our numbers. Negative 36, negative 21, positive 2. Negative 36 plus negative 21 plus positive 2, and I get minus 55. So that is g of c plus 3. Plugging in c plus 3 for x, and then simplifying. And I believe there is one more question here for us to do. G of x plus h minus g of x over h. So again, what is g of x? It is negative 4x squared minus 7x plus 2. We're going to do a difference quotient. G of x plus h minus g of x over h. So let me show you how I'm going to do this. I'm going to start with g of x plus h. So wherever I see an x, replace it with x plus h. So that's negative 4 times x plus h squared minus 7 times x plus h plus 2. You notice I have to do x plus h squared, which means x plus h times x plus h, or draw a square with x plus h on each side. X plus h, x plus h. X is x squared plus h times x is plus hx, plus h times x is plus hx, plus h plus h plus h squared. So what does that all become? X squared plus 2hx plus h squared. So what do we get? G of x plus h is negative 4 times what we just did, x squared plus 2hx plus h squared minus 7 times x plus h plus 2. We're still simplifying g of x plus h. So let's distribute. Negative 4 times x squared is negative 4x squared. Negative 4 times 2hx is negative 8hx. Negative 4 times h squared is negative 4h squared. Negative 7 times x is negative 7x. Negative 7 times h is negative 7h plus 2. All of that is g of x plus h. Now I need g of x plus h minus g of x. G of x is negative 4x squared, so that'll subtract out. Minus 7x, that'll subtract out, plus 2. So that when I subtract these two things, g of x plus h minus g of x, a lot goes away. Goes away, goes away, goes away. And I have 3 pieces left. I have negative 8hx minus 4 h squared minus 7 h. And I can factor an h out of that. So my next line, g of x plus h minus g of x, factoring out the h, and I get negative 8x minus 4h minus 7. And all of that is supposed to be divided by h. So notice what happens. The h's divide out, which usually happens with these kinds of problems. And then what do we finish up with? Our final answer. G of x plus h minus g of x over h equals what's left there, negative 8x minus 4h minus 7. And that becomes a very important technique to use when we are in calculus.